Guys, so today's video is on the Naked Heat palette by Urban Decay. This palette is quite a controversial palette because I think there were some swatches going around on social media which looked really ashy, especially on medium to darker skin tones, and I am a medium skin tone girl. So when I saw the swatches, I was quite taken aback. I would say that why would Urban Decay create something like that? I mean, something that swatches like that. But when I saw the palette before the swatches, I was quite impressed with the color range of this palette. Let me show you. By the way, it comes with this sort of a sleeve which just slides out, as you just saw, and then it comes with this tray which has matchsticks on it, which is quite appropriate. And this is the palette itself. It is a gorgeous palette. Just look at the packaging of this one. And I was so impressed by the packaging and the color that they chose, which were all the warm shades. And I was like, oh my god, I need to get this palette because I like warm shades so much. I have so many palettes which have such neutral to warm undertones in their eyeshadows, and I just use them every single day and I love them. So I was sure that I'm gonna get this palette. But when I saw the swatches, I was like, should I or shouldn't? And I bought this with my own money, just so you know. I mean, it's obvious. And I went ahead with the purchase and I bought this palette, and it comes with this dual-ended brush, which is actually quite a decent brush. This is not the kind of brush which you want to maybe toss out. I'm definitely going to use it. I actually used it for swatches today, which I'm going to attach in the video later. And when I swatched, I actually found some inconsistencies in the palette, and I found patchiness and sort of fallout and such with the shades. And I have to say, I'm not quite impressed with the swatches. Like, I think the best shades which swatched the best were Scorched and Ember, which are the shimmery shades into the palette. And I have seen that shimmers swatch better than mattes because shimmer shades are more creamy, they are more buttery, and mattes are like more on a drier side. And mattes are not that impressive when you swatch them, but they do work well when you apply them. So we will see if that is the case with these mattes as well. The other two shades, which are kind of like a satin finish, are Lumber or Lumbre, I don't know, and Dirty Dock, which is also like a satin finish. And then one which is like a semi-satin finish, sort of a matte but satin, is Ounce, which is the lightest shade into the palette. And I think a lot of people are interested in this palette because this palette has 7 matte shades, and that is a lot for a Naked palette. Because Naked series have always been criticized for not including enough mattes into their palette, whereas people want a complete palette for their use, which has a good variety of mattes with shimmers and a little bit of other finishes and stuff. But Naked palettes always had like more satin to shimmery shades with like a couple of mattes thrown in, and that's not good. I mean, I personally like to use a lot of mattes into my look, and whenever I have to use my Naked palettes, I have to pull out another eyeshadow palette from my collection which is completely matte or has enough matte shades to work with the Naked palette, and that was like, yeah. So I fell in love with this palette because I knew that I'm going to get a ton of use out of this because the shades are right up my alley. There are warm tone, there are some cranberries, there are some berry tones, some plums, and then they also have like such a nice variety of mattes. And I was like, I'm sold on this palette. I'm going to buy it for sure. As I said, the swatches were not that impressive, but they were not that bad as what were going around on the social media. And we will just see if they perform well on the eyes, because mostly eyeshadows do not swatch that well, but they do perform amazing on the eyes. So that is what we have to see with this palette, and I already have my base on. For my base, I use Cetaphil Daily Advance Ultra Hydrating Lotion, and I used Becca Backlight Priming Filter with it. After that, I used my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Plus Pro Glow onto my face, and I used Cover FX Custom Cover Drops in the shade Moonlight to just mix into the foundation. Concealer, I used Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and then I heavily powdered my face with RCMA No Color Powder because it is really hot over here. It's like really hot and really humid. If I do not powder my face this much, everything is just going to be bad. And I also powdered my face heavily because I am expecting some kind of fallout from this eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I just wanted to powder my face heavily so that if anything falls on my face, if there's glitter somewhere, if there are mattes which have a lot of fallout, then I'm just going to take my brush and brush everything away without disturbing my base underneath. I haven't primed my eyelids with any eyeshadow primer. I have just put some concealer on them, and I set them just a little bit with the RCMA No Color Powder. I forget to mention that this retails for $54 on the Urban Decay website. It will be available in Sephora and Ulta, I think, next month on the 10th and 13th. I'll confirm and put it in the description box so you can check that out. It is currently available on the Urban Decay's website, so you can buy it over there. But it may go out of stock by the time this video goes live, so I'm going to just mention in the description box if it is still available on the Urban Decay's website. Also, this is like an entire collection. It comes with 3 lipsticks and 2 their 24/7 glide-on pencils. I wasn't able to get those 2 because one of them, which is called Alkaline, which is more like a plummy shade, was out of stock, and I wanted both of them together, the Torch and Alkaline. These are the 2 liners. So I went to a local makeup store and I got these 2 pencils. This is the Revlon One Stroke Defining Eyeliner Kajal in the shade Vintage Grape, which is kind of like a very plummy purpley eyeliner. And the other one is Diana of London. This is a lip liner, but it is sort of like that orangish peachy color, even though Torch is more like a burnt orange, but I wasn't able to find something like that on such short notice. So I got these 2 just to work in today's eye look. But as soon as Alkaline is in stock, I'm gonna buy those 2 liners. And I don't really care about the lipsticks. I think they're good, but I personally do not like cream finish lipsticks. I like matte or moisture mattes or liquid lipsticks, but I do not enjoy cream lipsticks. So I don't think I'll be able to get any sort of use out of those 3 lipsticks. They are gorgeous colors. They are great formula, I've heard from my friends, and I think if you are into cream lipsticks, you should go and buy them. But for me, I'm gonna skip on. So guys, let's jump into the swatches now, and I'm gonna start with Ounce because this is the first shade in the palette. I mean, duh. So I'm just going to show you how they swatch with fingers first, and then I'm gonna go in with the brush swatch. As you can see, the mattes are just not doing it. They are so inconsistent, and when you're paying $54 for an eyeshadow palette, you do not expect this kind of pigmentation out of it. You expect a better pigmentation, a better quality. The satins and shimmers are swatching better, but the mattes are just not doing it for me. They're not as ashy as what we're going around on the social media, but the pigmentation is definitely lacking, so I am not impressed at all. So these are your finger swatches, and now we're gonna jump into the brush swatches. So right off the bat, what I can say is that this palette has powder kickback, and this will potentially have fallout as well, which is not really a big deal. Eyeshadow palettes usually have fallout, so I'm not gonna judge this palette based off of that, but the pigmentation is definitely missing. I'm just not seeing it here, and I wanted to love this palette so much, but right now I just feel so disappointed because they are swatching like shit, guys. That's true. And yeah, so here are your brush swatches, but we just never know how they work on the eyes, you know? So we will see. So here are the swatches, and now we're gonna jump into the demo. I'm gonna pick up the shades Soft and Low Glow on a blending brush, and I'm gonna place them above my crease because I have hooded eyes and I like to give an illusion of like bigger eyelids. So I do not put my transition shades into the crease, I put them above my crease. So that's what I'm doing, and right off the bat they are blending out beautifully. They swatched like crap, but right now they are blending so nicely. I'm kind of layering them up and still they are not patchy or anything. They're kind of blending by themselves, I have to say. And I know they are like, these are the first two eyeshadows from the palette, so you know, we can't really say anything. Now I'm just going to place this eyeliner everywhere on my eyelids so that we can go in with the next shade on top of it. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of gonna drag it into my crease so that it gives that illusion of bigger eyelids, as I'm doing right now. I'm just blending it and dragging it, and then I'm gonna go in with a fluffier brush and sort of blend all the harsh edges out, sort of make it one with the transition shades that we laid down. Yep, that's what I'm doing. And then I'm gonna go in with the eyeshadow palette and pick up the shade He Devil, which is a beautiful shade you are seeing right now. And this shade is so pigmented. You will see I was placing it on top of the creams that we laid down, and it was just so stunning, guys. Oh my god. And I have to say, this was not patchy, this was not tugging at my eyelids because there was a cream base underneath. This had such nice pigmentation and it is blending like a dream. Even though there's a cream base, it is just blending so seamlessly and so beautifully. I had no hard time working with this eyeshadow. It was beautiful, and yeah, I'm really impressed, I have to say. And then I'm gonna go back into the palette and pick up the shade Cayenne and sort of place it in my crease so that I'm blending He Devil with the transition shades that we laid down. So that's what I'm doing over here, just making everything seamless. Then I'm gonna go back into the palette and pick up the shade Enfuego and Ashes, and I'm gonna place Enfuego on the outer V of the eyes just to deepen it up. And this shade is dry as fuck in the eyeshadow palette, but right now it is blending out beautifully. It is layering beautifully on top of He Devil, and I have to say I'm so impressed. And now I'm gonna go in with the shade Ashes and sort of deepen out the outer V a little bit more so that we have that dimension going on. And we're just going to blend everything together and let's see how they work, because right now they're working like a dream. They're so beautiful. Now I'm just going to blend everything together, and they're blending so beautifully. Even when I'm blending it, they're not kind of losing their pigmentation, you know. Sometimes when you blend matte eyeshadows, they lose their pigmentation and they just diffuse. Right now it is just so nice. They're blending out, but they are still pigmented enough. And now I'm just going to line my upper lashes with this shitty liner, which is just slides everywhere and I hate it, and I just made a mistake by using it, and right now I'm doing damage control. Yes, I'm just going to smudge it out into the shade He Devil, sort of just controlling the damage over here, giving it a more smoky look. And I'm gonna go back into the palette and pick up the shade Enfuego on a pencil brush and sort of lay it on top of this eyeshadow, just controlling the damage some more and locking it into place, and just smoking out the area around my lashes so that we have that nice smoky effect going on. I'm just going to go into the palette. Oh no, I'm just going to go into the eyeliner. Sorry, I can't speak today. So I'm just going to line my lower lashes, and I did that off camera. And then I'm gonna go in with the shader brush and sort of smudge this eyeliner just a little bit so that it's not a stark line. And then I'm gonna go in with that orange liner on a brush, and I'm just going to place it right underneath this plum one so that it is just diffusing the color even further and making it warmer and sort of mimicking what is happening on the eyes, like on the eyelids and stuff. And then I'm gonna go back into the palette and pick up the shade Enfuego, Ashes and Cayenne. I'm gonna go in with Enfuego first, as you can see, and just placing it on top of all the creams that we laid down. Then I'm gonna go back into the Ashes and sort of apply it closer to the lashes so that there's a nice dark to light gradient. And then I'm gonna go into Cayenne and sort of blend everything together. just sort of connecting it with the outer V, you know, all that stuff, just blending everything together, making it more smoky. And then I'm gonna go into the fluffier side of the brush. You'll see I'm gonna go, yeah, so now I'm gonna go with the fluffier side of the brush, and I'm just going to smoke it out even further. If you do not like this, you can keep it tighter to your lash line, but I like a really smoked out smoky eye, so that's what I'm doing. And now I'm just going to blend everything together because these eyeshadows are like butter, and I love this eyeshadow look. And it's done, guys. This is like the eye look, and I know I went a little crazy with the eyeshadows, but trust me, I like a very intense smoky eye on myself. Those kind of eye looks are my most favorite. And so I'm going to do my lashes and the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I'm going to be right back to give you my final thoughts on the palette. If you ask me, I love this palette. I would definitely recommend this palette to anyone. Just look at the packaging of this palette. This is probably the most beautiful naked palette that Urban Decay has ever come out with. The packaging is stunning. It is even better than the Naked Smoky one, and I heard people talk about its packaging so much, but I personally love this packaging. It is gorgeous and it's quite sturdy. I can definitely travel with it. The eyeshadows have worked beautifully. As you can see, what an intense pigment I got out of these eyeshadows, and they were so creamy and buttery. They were like blending all by themselves. I think I had to put such less efforts into blending these shades on my eye. I am really impressed by the quality of it. These shades are not like the most unique shades that you would see in a palette. People are asking you to go for a Morphe. I don't know which one. I do not use Morphe products. I do not like Morphe products, so I have no idea about that company or that brand or anything. So there is a Morphe palette that has such like warm shades into it, and people are saying that if you want to save money, you can go for that. But I would say that you should definitely invest into this palette. This is such a beautiful palette and the quality is amazing. I'm sure it is better than Morphe. I like take my opinion as a grain of salt on this because I haven't used Morphe, so I do not know if the quality is better than this, but I'm kind of like certain that the quality of this palette is better than Morphe. Even though the swatches are not that good, I would still recommend you to purchase this palette because it is going to work beautifully on your face, on your eyes. Just so stunning. I'm definitely going to use this palette for more makeup looks in the future. Maybe I'm going to, I don't know, do a tutorial on this again with a more wearable, daytime appropriate look using the shimmers in this palette. So yes, I'm really excited to play with this palette more in the future. I am very happy with what I've got out of this, and I think it's worth the price. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and the review was helpful. If you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe to my channel, and if you like this video, then please give this video a thumbs up. I'm gonna see you in my next one. Bye.